Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while. I haven't been able to make a video in about a month. Haven't raced in like 3 weeks because of rain. Last race we ran was the Free State 35 at Hagerstown Speedway about 3 weeks ago. I wasn't able to make a video on that because I was getting rushed around too much and the footage just didn't turn out all that great. I started 20th in that race and finished 11th. My dad started 9th and finished 3rd. So it was a pretty good night. Since then, we made quite a few changes in the shop. If you notice behind me, there's a new car. Super late model that we just finished building. We started building it last week. Ran it yesterday at Hagerstown Speedway for the Frank Saggy Memorial Race, and it went okay. As you could expect with the new car, there's plenty of things, plenty of kinks you have to work out. Overall, the car was working well by the end of the night. However, we got mixed up in an accident. Overall, not too bad. It could have been worse, but you don't want to tear up a new car the first time out. We'll get that fixed up. We still don't know if we want to pull that super motor out of it and put a limited in or what we want to do, but we'll see what happens here in the next few weeks. But today, though, I will be running the 525, the limited car, at the Jimmy Spence Memorial Winchester. This is a super late model race, and it's going to be pretty tough. It's 6,091 to win, I think. I'm sure it's going to draw plenty of supers there. The Hagerstown race last night, the super race, had 37 cars for 5,000 to win. So we'll see if I can even make the show. Yeah, we're all ready to go. We'll be loaded up here in a few minutes and be on our way. So we just made it to Winchester, about a half an hour to hot laps. There aren't too many cars here, not as many as there were at Hagerstown last night. Some more people might roll in, but I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get some laps in. I mean, I haven't ran in almost a month now. So just get back in the car, get comfortable. Because after this week, I'll probably switch the crate motor back in and run the rest of the season in the crate. But yeah, just get out there, practicing some more, making a few more laps, and try to make the race and get out of here with a clean nose. Also, I apologize in advance. I don't have a cameraman today, so it's just my one GoPro doing all the recording. So bear with me. It's just me and Devin out here. A little bit of a skeleton crew, but we'll try to make it work.
We're thrilled to be here, guys. Just happy.
So we just wrapped up hot laps there. We only have 20 cars this evening, and about 15 of them are limited, so we should be in a pretty good spot. The track is very slick already. I ran a 16.6, that put me a 9th out of 20. I just felt too free. If I was a little bit tighter, I feel like I could have gone around there a little bit quicker, but we're gonna tighten this thing up and try to time trial, see what happens. timed in at 12th with a 17.2. Quick time was a 16.7, so we're not too far off. The track just slowed down a ton, slowed down about 3/4 of a second, and I wasn't expecting it. As you can tell, I went out there and spun out my first lap, so that sucked, but it is what it is. I got to feel it out a little bit, and you know, we're making changes now. I don't know where I'm starting. I believe maybe 4th in one of the heats, I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel like we have a good car. I just need to get a little more comfortable with how slow we had to go around this place, and just try to get this thing tightened up. So I started 4th, finished 5th. I messed up my start, and then it was just kind of one lane racing. It's kind of the Winchester I remember, just super slick everywhere. Can only really get around the track on the bottom. Felt pretty good getting in and rotating around the corner. It's just my drive off was not there. So we're gonna try and figure out how to get some more bite in this car and try to get off these corners a little better. We're making some changes we don't usually do. We're just trying stuff out. I mean, we're starting 15th out of 20. Not really, we have no expectations, just try some new stuff and to get a little better. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Fucking BA, holy shit. Crew chief just walked in, we'll be good now. What's up? right, so we just made it back to the shop. I ended up finishing 18th after that ordeal in the last few laps there. But I don't know, that was just kind of a rough night overall. Started okay and then just kept getting worse as the night went on. Started 15th, finished 18th. I think I was running around 14th, 15th for most of the race. It was just so hard to pass there. I mean, it was so slick everywhere. Very one lane. There was a little bit of something in the middle. It started rubbering up there towards the end. I'd say around lap 30 or so, and a lot of guys were running there, but I don't know. The car felt pretty decent. It's just I didn't really want to, you know, get in there and door anybody to make up ground and gain positions, because I just don't really feel like I need to be doing that whenever I'm in like 15th place. Like, it doesn't make that big of a difference. I'd rather conserve my stuff and make sure I have something for the next week rather than get another 50 bucks in payout but have to replace the right side door. It is what it is. I got knocked around a good amount. That last lap spin, I'm really not sure what happened. All right, so I gotta jump in here because we figured out what happened. Turns out that the set screw on the secondary shaft of the carburetor had worked its way up out of the hole and was holding the secondary blades open more than they should have been. So anytime I'd lift off throttle, it'd be running at about 4,500 to 5,000 RPM. The picture here is after we reset the set screw to what it should have been, but because of this, it was pushing me through the corner and getting me way tight. But the weird thing is I'd never noticed anything before those last 2 laps there, and I just all of a sudden got way tight and was pushing through the corner. Threw on 3-wheel, and that didn't help anything. Caused me to spin out and ended my night. I don't know, I didn't have a ton of fun at Winchester. I don't think a lot of people do anymore, but hoping to be at Dog Hollow this Friday, and then crates are back at Hagerstown on Saturday, so we'll be doing that. I think we'll be in the crate the rest of the season here, unless something changes. We don't have a set schedule or anything, but yeah, rough night overall, but I guess I was glad to be back in the car and felt pretty comfortable for the most part. I just need to get better on slick tracks like that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers for the partnership program, so I'd appreciate it if you did. Leave a like as well, please. And yeah, we'll see you next time.